With a carry, and Rahim Abdullah with the tackle. And you heard how Abdullah is going to be a center of attention in this game tonight.
Yeah, and Abdullah and both Robert Baker in week 2 for the Toronto Argonauts had their run in, and some words have gone back and forth over the last 48 hours. An
alleged spitting incident that was never found on videotape. There was no disciplinary action against Abdullah. Well, these two are expected to go head-to-head perhaps tonight with more on their rivalry. Here's John Liu.
Well, guys, the next chapter in this incident took place at yesterday's walkthrough with Robert Baker promising payback within the rules of the game if he got the opportunity. Now, Rahim Abdullah was not at yesterday's walkthrough because of a migraine, but when I caught up to him today and told him about Baker's comments, he said that if he knew that Baker was talking smack, he would have come down here, headache and all. Now, as for Abdullah's reaction, he was having fun with Baker's comments, calling him a cowardly wide receiver, a liar, a punk, and a couple other names I can't repeat in a family telecast. But the bottom line is Abdullah is hoping that Baker will take himself out of the game by being preoccupied with thoughts of revenge. Back to you guys.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is a slippery slope for Robert Baker. Not so much for Abdullah, who's just going to go after the passer, but you don't want to mentally start thinking about a personal agenda from the receiver position. If I could elaborate just a bit on that, Robert Baker. And if he starts to think about that personal agenda, here's how Robert Baker started the season. 103 yards, big game for him in game 1. Game 2, he has the fight with his teammate and the Rahim Abdullah incident. The next 2 games he plays, the numbers drop way off. In the last 4, he's come back. They've put that behind him, the Toronto Argonauts, and have moved forward. He can't slip back into that again, or it could affect his game.
Allen underneath. There's Robert Baker. Baker shook a tackle and gets outside. And brought down at the 43-yard line. I was looking for Abdullah, but
yeah. Well, you know, the one thing is Rahim Abdullah, wherever Baker catches the ball, can always hustle and get to him to try and make that extra hit. It's tougher for Baker. Now, there is a play that slot backs can come down. It's basically called a crack block, where the slot back can come in motion on the play and come and crack on a defensive lineman to get a running back like John Avery outside.
And he actually was called on that play last week and penalized for an illegal crackback block. And Robert Baker has been injured on that play and is going to require attention.
Looks like he's walking off all right. We'll take a look at the tackle. He got twisted around a little bit. Scott Coe involved. And there's Kobe Reinhardt. Looks like Robert Baker will be okay, but the training staff is out there, so he has to wait at least 3 plays.
Of course, Baker's a tough guy. He does like talking trash, but he can back it up with some pretty spectacular play, and none better than his touchdown against the Eskimos last week that went for 90 yards and a memorable yards after carry, or yards after the catch.
Exactly why they don't want him to slip into this personal agenda thing, because when you have a receiver that can do what he can do, this is a 5-yard crossing route to Robert Baker against the Eskimos. Look at this. I mean, that's a playmaker. That's a guy who can make things happen with the football, and they don't want to lose him. They lost him mentally for a couple of games after the incident. They don't want to lose him again. They certainly don't want to lose him to injury, but it looks like he's walking that off right now.
And Noel Prefontaine has come in to attempt a 51-yard field goal.